You're listening to The Monks.
You're here with the Monks. I'm Heather.
And I'm Josh.
Thank you for tuning in. We're excited to have you.
Yeah, we're excited to be here. Mm-hmm. Our whole mission with this thing is, 45 minutes to an hour of just something to laugh at, something to enjoy, hopefully something somewhat interesting.
Yeah.
If you're enjoying what you hear, if you're enjoying what you see, please share it. Please like it. Please subscribe where you can. And where applicable, if you could write a review, that would be awesome. Anything that helps us get discovered by other
Maybe
people.
you just put not applicable in the review. I don't know.
Yeah. If it's not applicable,
fine.
you can put that in the review.
Yeah, 5-star not applicable.
Yeah, but that's all we want to be. I stand by that.
Not applicable.
Not applicable. That's all we want to be. All we want to be is just a respite. Mm-hmm. We just want to be some goof 'em ups. That's all we're looking for. When we got together and we started developing this podcast 25 years ago, when we met, complete strangers, and I approached you, and you weren't super interested. But then I said, but hold on. We're going to develop a show together.
Yeah.
And that's what this whole thing's been. It's been the longest in development of anything. Because back then, we didn't even know what a podcast was. We just kept talking about, I guess we take over a radio station. That's all any of us could think.
Mm-hmm. And then podcasts came out and we said, not yet.
Not yet.
Let them get oversaturated and then we'll start ours.
Absolutely. Let it get where you are but a pebble in the ocean level of saturation. And I think at that point, we waited probably 2 more years. And then we were like, we're ready. It's so weird because I think right now it's like simultaneously you're overwhelmed with humanity and completely starved for human interaction. Right?
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's absolutely nuts. And I'm still rooting for AI. I'm still all in on AI.
You're still rooting for it.
Rooting for it. I want it to take everybody's job.
Certain jobs cannot be done by AI, and the rest of us are like, I don't have a job.
Yeah.
Like, AI can't be an EMT.
Can it?
No.
Can't it?
No.
That's what I want.
I've seen those soccer robots, and right now I'm thinking, no.
Chest compression is just like cracking you in two.
You in half, yeah.
And I go, that's all right. These are learning curves. You hope you don't need that AI or the robot EMT at that time.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is there's always growing pains. And here's the thing. I'm not actually pro AI. You know what I mean?
Oh, are you not?
Not at all. Actually, when we were hanging out with friends, one of our buddies, and he was just joking, he's just poking the bear, but he just really wanted me to listen to AI bands on Spotify. And I was like, get it away from me. I think it's soulless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want art.
Okay, well, our intro is done by AI.
Our intro is done by an AI. Oh, boy. Well, at this point, it's our intro, so you got to roll with it. If AI took everything over, best case scenario. Let's go best case, because we all know it. We've all ran worst case scenario. Best case scenario, we all have time to actually go out here and go what are you doing? What are you up to?
Yeah, just laying in a field, getting my sun.
Yeah, reading a book written by a person.
I wonder if AI will create a ton of art, movies, TV, music, all that stuff, or if that would kind of really be delegated only to the humans.
It's got to stay to us. Because with CGI, I go, there are times that I go, you'd never even be able to make this movie without CGI. It's impossible. It'd be too dangerous or just completely not
what
a place. Movie? Oh my gosh, you can't make.
Because Star Wars was made before CGI, like the original.
Yeah.
So you can't say Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I think Tom Cruise will do anything.
That's true. He loves cinema so much. He really does.
So if it's really dangerous, just put him in it.
He will do it.
Yeah.
He loves cinema. I mean, honestly, he loves cinema.
He does.
He loves cinema.
Him, Nicole Kidman.
Oh yeah.
They're a match made in heaven. They should get back together.
They really should. Maybe that's what happens out here in 2026 because she's available.
Single. Yeah.
Nobody can handle his intensity, but maybe Nicole Kidman can.
They only keep their conversations about movies.
About cinema. They're just eating popcorn the way he does, throwing it in his mouth. Everybody dunked on him for that. I said, I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with it. Everybody knows a few guys who shake stuff and throw it in their mouth. Everybody's got an uncle who does too much.
Well, you got to get it up. You got to get the one. You got to shake it until you get the one in your fingers, and then
everybody's had a sales manager or something that's just throwing, sunflower seeds. We got to get the numbers. Yeah. Sunflower seeds. That's so weird. Such a weird one. Yeah, I'd like to see those guys get it back
Yeah, I
together.
hope those crazy
know,
kids
and I
get
don't
back
know
together.
anything about anything, so don't like get in here like, oh, he did this or she did. Like, I don't know their actual deal. I don't act like I know famous people for real. Speaking of famous people, there was a pretty hot line going around, pretty hot quote from old QT. Quentin Tarantino in the last couple of weeks. Did you hear about this?
What?
He was doing an interview. I think first he made a list of like his 20 favorite films or just the best films or whatever. And I can't remember them all, but if you're interested,
Were they all his?
No, they were all somebody else's, and they were all good movies in their own right. But then for some reason he decided to go on a tangent where he just bashed Paul Dano very hard.
Why?
I don't know, but one of the lines he said was,
I
he's
like
just
him.
the weakest actor in all of SAG. And I thought, okay.
I really disagree with that. I thought
You are not alone.
I think he's a great actor.
I think he's actually a terrific
he was in
actor.
Taking Lives, wasn't he? I thought he was great in that. Why did he go after him? Well, what brought that? Does he
I don't
not
know.
like him personally?
No, he had There Will Be Blood on his list. And he said he would have it even higher if it didn't have Paul. He just went on and on about how much he didn't like Paul Dano. And I just remember the one thing that really stood out was he said he's the weakest actor in SAG. And I thought, well, first off, they're actors. You know what I mean? I always thought that was weird when people were trying to be too tough guy. I go, yeah, you play tough guys.
Oh, I thought he just meant like weak in terms of acting.
Oh, maybe. I took it to mean like literally like almost like I don't know, trying to like emasculate him in some way. And I thought, yeah, it's a vulnerability business. You know, like the more vulnerable you can be, it's actually a race to the bottom. Like it's like who can be completely tapped into all their emotions wins. Like that's the gig.
I've seen him play a very range.
Broad. And I think, yeah, no, he's got the goods. I saw somebody take it on and they go, I think that Quentin Tarantino doesn't like him because he is the antithesis of Quentin Tarantino as an actor. They're like, Quentin Tarantino really wanted to be an actor. You know what I mean? You can tell just by his demeanor and how he keeps forcing us to watch him and stuff. Right? And they go, he's so big and so caricature every time.
But that's how he is in real life.
That is.
I hate to say this, but he's quite obnoxious.
He is. Oh my gosh. Fantastic filmmaker. I love a majority of his films.
Terrible interview.
One of my favorite videos is it Alanis Morissette that's just sat
Fiona Apple
just being talked at while he's on coke. You know, and I just go, yeah, dude, that's him in a nutshell.
She's just like
the guy's vibe is not great. Here's his vibe. This is his vibe. I'm going to give a few examples of Quentin Tarantino. And again, love his work. You know what I mean? But like as a dude, I would hate to be locked in a phone booth with him. Like it'd be terrible.
As a woman, I'd hate to be locked in a phone booth.
Right? I think whenever like you have somebody that is like Uma Thurman and she's telling her daughter before she auditions, like whatever you do, don't take your shoes off. That's a real thing I'm telling you. Not a great vibe.
What? Why?
Yeah.
What?
He's notorious for his little foot fetish. That's why there's always dirty little feet in his film. And they're dirty. They're never clean feet.
They
always
aren't.
got a little dirt on them.
I don't mind that you have shots of dirty feet in
either.
your movies, but if you are being weird off
weird.
camera about
You're
it,
being
then
weird.
I do not
You're
like it.
You're being weird.
Now I will think about that when I see it.
Of course.
Ugh.
I think I can tell you're a little too excited to be writing that many N-words in scripts.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it. Right? Do what you will with that.
Also, you said it in Pulp Fiction, and it is like, but you also wrote it.
Anyway, I didn't know if you had heard about that, but I will say, you know what it did for Paul Dano? They go, this is the first time I've ever seen somebody be reverse canceled. He was never canceled.
Right.
But people were like coming out of the woodwork, like, what are you talking about? Like everybody from high level professionals in the industry to just regular cinema goers were like, what? Why?
Yeah.
You know?
I did hear Kristen Stewart talk about how there's no method female actresses. So isn't that interesting?
She said that acting is about vulnerability. And men get uncomfortable being vulnerable, so they have to do all this extra stuff to kind of like in real life go, that's what I'm doing.
Oh.
And she's like, women, I think we just operate in a more vulnerable place. Because she's like, if you really think about it, a director telling you what to do and a person telling you what to say is about as submissive as a person can be. Men have a hard time with that.
Interesting.
You know, and I thought that's at least an interesting take. I never thought of it that way. I also really couldn't say, gun to my head, that there isn't a female actress that is method, but I would say, you know, she may know better than me. She's in the business in a big way. She's obviously not seeing it so often that it resonated.
And we don't hear them talking about it at all. I hear a lot of men talking about it. Not as much anymore. But,
no, I know.
Yeah.
I think because it started to give people the ick. Like what was great, but if you think about it, every single time they talk about method acting, there's always something where it goes, because it is a tightrope. It's a tightrope, but I've heard so many stories of like great actors that like slapped a woman in the face during a scene. You know what I mean? Like did something in character that you go, is this accurate to how this character might act? Yes. Do you still have to keep your humanity and maybe at least chat with your scene partner before doing it? I think so, but then again, I never made it anywhere. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I do think that it is wild. I'll never forget when it comes to method acting. Remember when Jared Leto was on Suicide?
I was going to say he probably gave everyone the ick.
When he was on Suicide Squad and he said everybody use condoms. And I just remember that the one actress that was on that movie.
Viola Davis.
Viola Davis was like, well, just know this. If I receive one, I'm calling the police. And she did not get one. The Joker did not do. That sounds like something right up the Joker's alley. You're telling me that somebody said don't do a thing or they're going to call the police, that stopped the Joker? You might as well go ahead and grab your cell phone, start being yourself, wipe your stuff off, go ahead and go to In-N-Out. You know what I mean? Daniel Day-Lewis out here catching the pneumonia every time he plays something, you know, time period accurate because he won't wear a jacket. I go, I think you're a good enough actor, dude. I really don't think we need to lose you to the Black Plague, you know, because you're like, no, I live with nothing but rats.
It's just an eye roll.
I think most times, yes, it's an eye roll. I think too much. Like, I think it's weird when why is a director talking about actors in that way? I think that's unprofessional.
You mean Quentin Tarantino talking about Paul Dano?
Absolutely. In that way.
I agree.
In that way, I think it's unprofessional.
Oh, it's very unprofessional.
And then he mentioned two others, and one, whenever I mentioned, you're going to go, what? He said he goes, I just don't like Matthew Lillard. And I said, well, boy, you better buckle up because we do. Okay? Matthew Lillard makes strong choices and shows up and shows out. So it's a no for me. You can pack that
Matthew
in.
Lillard.
You thought we went ape over Paul Dano. We'll go absolutely nuclear for Matthew Lillard because Paul Dano gets his flowers most of the time. And I feel like Matthew Lillard doesn't always get his.
He doesn't. He really does deserve a lot more than he has received. And there was a long period of time where he
wasn't working enough for as fun as he is. Because here's the thing.
He's fun to watch. Yes, I absolutely agree.
He's fun to watch, man. And this isn't just, I mean, Scream, absolutely. Like a formative film, you know, like I just love.
My mom and dad are going to be so mad at me.
That is a classic line, completely improvised. This guy deserves to be in stuff, and he is and stuff. But I'm just like, I couldn't believe that he said it. And you know what bummed me out is I heard Matthew Lillard years ago on a podcast. This guy loves acting. In the times that he wasn't getting work, he just had constant friend hangs, basically, where they would just come together and read their favorite scripts. This guy loves acting. People don't do that at that level. You know what I mean? Like, he loves it. He's doing plays and stuff. So I was right away like, he's going to take it to heart. And then I saw a clip and he goes, well, nobody would do or say that about like Tom Cruise. You know, I just don't think people in Hollywood really like me that much. And you could tell it was like affecting him. And I said, why? Why do you want to affect this dude? I also haven't heard anything bad about him.
Yeah.
What's the problem? I also think it's weird that Quentin Tarantino, last thing on Quentin Tarantino, now we'll move on because I don't really want to beef with Quentin Tarantino again. But I said, bro, I didn't hear this guy say word one about the Weinsteins.
Quentin Tarantino?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, he would have to turn and look at himself too. I mean, that's the thing.
I know.
You're talking about people who have like kind of clean names out there.
That is true. Maybe that's what also sauces them up is like they're not gross. Don't ever come for serial killer. Matthew Lillard? No. Not the way he eats in Hackers. No, you do not.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, you do
not. There was an episode that he was in SVU.
Yeah.
It was Carol Burnett. And he played like her assistant.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. I mean, it was probably I watched a million SVUs.
Yeah.
I can remember
It stood
this
out.
one.
Yeah.
It is interesting to me that he would say Matthew Lillard, because I do think he is usually pretty good at seeing talent and then seeing talent that's cooled off and bringing it back.
I know. It's one of the things I actually admired about him was the way he would cast movies. Because you and I constantly faux cast things and we go,
Yeah.
got to bring this person back. Matthew literally is one of those people that would have absolutely been like, where's this guy at? Owen Wilson. That was the other one. Owen Wilson. And I said, he doesn't particularly play in your world too much.
Yeah. Paul Dano, I would say could.
Matthew
Lillard could. All of them could.
Yeah,
All three of them
honestly,
could.
throw Owen Wilson in one of your movies, and I feel like it might actually eat.
That's why they're not bad at acting, because they could all play roles in your stuff and play something on CBS.
Yeah. Like one of your characters could egregiously say the N-word again, and maybe Owen Wilson just goes, wow.
It's pretty out of pocket. Wow.
Wow.
So he was just kind of talking about his top movies, 20 movies of the year.
Not even of the year, just
of all time.
Yeah.
I did our Spotify wrap that was just this year, 2025.
And we,
Spotify.
of course, share one. So it's a mosh posh.
Yeah, it's a combo.
Yeah.
It said our music age was 60, which at first I really took offense to.
Yeah.
I said, 60? I listen to young stuff. I listen to old stuff. I listen to everything in between. Yeah. But then I thought, maybe it's like how you want a young age when you're doing what your insides age are.
Yeah. Like when I have a bad day and I go, I'm going to do a mortality.
Yeah, mortality age. Maybe you're like hoping to get a young age.
Yeah,
maybe on Spotify Wraps, you're hoping to get an old age.
Why?
Because they're like, you're really into like lots of different stuff. You've heard it all.
I feel like whenever it was like 3,600 different artists.
We listened to 55,665 hours of music this year.
About 38 days.
38 days of music. 367 different genres.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a ton.
Come on now.
You're going to tell me that we're 60.
Over 4,800 different songs.
Yeah. We're very diversified.
2,300, almost 2,400 different artists we've listened to.
To me, that's a lot.
Yeah.
To me, that's a lot. And we do listen to, here's how I know I'm listening to young artists. I go, I do not know their name. You know what I mean?
But I never know music. I never know music.
I feel like you did when you're in your prime.
Yeah. Your
prime listening ages, like teens, early 20s, especially like when it was like you had TRL, you had, BET's 106 and Park, all those kind of shows, you had people going like, here's who they are.
Yeah.
Now I believe, it's social media, it's YouTube, it's all this stuff. Like I listen to music. I'm not going to go on YouTube and like, I would if I was young. If I was young, I would have absolutely went down a YouTube rabbit hole of just watching my favorite artist music videos.
Yeah.
And stuff.
I definitely would be looking up the lyrics a lot more if I were young. I were young.
Well, you constantly say that you would like to see somehow a one sheet.
Yes.
Still come out with them because there is, like part of the fun of musicality is like the way that people take it for a walk, right? It's like your tone, your cadence, it's not diction. A lot of times you're like, what was that?
We love music and we listen to it constantly and we talk about it and we kind of have a soundtrack to our life and we just, are obsessed with music. If you ask me an artist or a song name, I have no idea.
Trivia wise, trash. I guess my 60, I'll take it on the chin because if you said, do you know Queen? I go, yeah, I know Queen. But if you go Tate McRae and I'd go, is that the correct name? But that's what I mean. I'm like, we've listened to a ton of her stuff. What is it? Lola Young. Like her stuff, it's just a lot of times because we're listening to so many artists, I go, I can't remember 3,300 anythings.
Yeah.
Nothing. Today, driving home to the place I've lived for a year, I said, is that my street? It wasn't. I was 2 streets away. How did you honestly feel? Did you take offense to the 60?
I did.
I really did.
I did.
I was like, I don't want to be. And I actually feel like we're both pretty comfortable with getting older. I don't mind that I am in my 40s. Like, I'm not trying to appear to be younger than that.
Yes. If you just asked most 60-year-olds, they're not listening to new stuff as much. They're listening to kind of their music. No. And I feel like we go out of our way to find new stuff. We listen to New Music Friday. Yeah.
I really do. And like, we both really like like finding new stuff, whatever the thing is, but with music especially, because I don't know, man, it's like you get to elicit fresh emotion with it. Like you'll listen to maybe 20 tracks that don't do it for you, but man, when you find one that is a new track that does, it's like, oh, this is great. And I'll do nostalgia. Like I think we all have that in the back pocket. Like if you're of a certain age, if I'm having a rough week, I'm going to go nostalgia hits. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, take me back. Like we got to, it literally gets something sizzling in your brain that you're like, okay, that's a good feeling.
I probably listened to the music I was a teenager the least.
Yeah.
I probably listened to that music the least. Yeah. Those songs.
Speaking of teenage music, like, all right, so we came up like it's Blink 182, it's All American Reject, it's like all those kind of bands, like three guys, like bap, bap, real fast, we're in a garage, like that whole thing. I saw a lady recently who was like, man, where are my little like happy white boy bands? Like, where are my little like I'm jumping off the roof into the pool? Yeah. Like, where are the shenanigan bands?
Yeah, that was my first concert that I was allowed to go by myself.
Yeah.
Was Blink 182.
That's a good concert.
It was great.
Do you remember who opened for him?
Silverchair.
Dang, that's a good concert. That's what I was like, right when she said it, I was like, oh, that totally makes sense. Yeah, I agree. Where are these little groups? It's a good vibe. And I felt like it kind of crossed everybody. Because I will say, like, all my buddies who are really into like hip hop and stuff, and that was their primer, they still liked Blink 182. They were like,
they're fun.
This
you gotta.
It's like, I'm watching American Pie. I get it. You know what I mean? Like, it's the soundtrack to our lives. I feel kind of bad for young people. Obviously, right now with the whole ManoSphere, you got a lot of people talking at young men.
Yeah.
Kind of taking them back to, in my opinion, I think some places that I'm like, I think we are losing the people that were tethered to those times that were like, no, it was bad. That's why we moved away from it. You know what I mean? If you don't see a bad thing or feel a bad thing long enough, you'll forget that was why it was a bad thing. But they were like, what could help young men in this country?
Polio. Bringing back polio.
It's on its way. It's on its way, baby. It's on its way.
What?
Don't worry. No, she was like Jackass. She was like Jackass. She's like, Jackass had a masculine energy. Not a lot of girls in the crew. Not a lot of girls are like, you're going to throw a bowling ball at me.
You're going to throw
me in the thighs.
From 2 stories down and straight into my mouth.
Right. You're going to like eat stuff that makes you want to puke. No, they're not into that. They weren't like monsters. They were where's the self-inflicting, because even now I see these clips every once in a while that come up and they go, oh, it's a prank. I go, that ain't a prank. That's harassing people on the street with a camera.
Well, you have to just prank people
in your circle.
Yeah,
prank your circle.
To have the show work. Yeah.
Prank your circle. Stop going out. It ain't a prank. Guess what? It ain't a prank to bother normal people on the street. We don't know you here to bother us, dummy. Go in a little thong dressed as a bunny rabbit and just go over an alligator pit with a T-bone steak hanging off your rump. Why don't you do that? Why don't you go? If that guy says it's a prank, I go, that's a prank, all right. That's a prank
on himself.
Yeah, it's a prank on himself. It's one-upmanship at the highest level.
Yeah.
It had a perfect name. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were. But I go, those guys actually crushed during that era. That's the other thing. You know how all these guys, I feel like the way they get these young guys is they go, and I'm going to tell you how to get women interested. And I go, I don't remember anybody from Jackass not having a girlfriend. They all, I remember as a kid, this is how I remember it. I go, man, this is crazy what these guys are doing. They're all bruised and battered, and they're usually dressed like just maniacs. And then they'd pan the camera, and there'd just be like 3 or 4 very attractive women, and then back to the madness. And then you slowly put it together, you go, oh, these are their girlfriends. And that's exactly how girlfriends look at you when you do this stuff, where they go, okay. It is not new. I mean, I know I'm preaching to the choir. I mean, you're a woman. But I mean, remember that dumb show that we watched back in the day on like VH1 or something? It was like some moron comes in dressed like an idiot, wearing like steampunk gear, and he's going to tell you how to get girls. And even his now seems almost, except for his was like, you're going to be negative toward him. You're going to like pick at him.
I remember thinking like, eye roll.
Yep.
When you're this guy and you're telling a guy who's not good with women, who's possibly on the cusp of over here, like actually being nasty and being a woman hater,
like very
to be negative towards them, they're not taking it like, how I think what the what the actual thing is like. If you joke around, like, oh, I'm saying something to you, but I'm joking.
Right.
But it's like they'll just be mean.
Yeah.
And you're like, why isn't this working? And it's like,
Yeah.
well, you're not.
Well, that's as old as time. I've heard so many guys firsthand. I'm not talking about just people you see online. I'm talking about real life human beings I've interacted with, where like the vibe was kind of like, well, if I go up and I say or do this, that could be sexual harassment. But like if, they'll insert whatever attractive guy is popping at that time. But if so-and-so, some attractive heartthrob guy did it.
Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, Lord.
Just kidding.
Don't come for Lillard. Don't come for Lillard. We will remember. Dana was a shot across the bow, but Lillard was a bridge too far for all of us. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. No, but they'll always be like, it would just be flirting. I'm like, yeah, duh. Right? Yeah, duh.
How is it being received? Are you at all involved with seeing how she's receiving it?
Right.
And then if she's not receiving it the way you're thinking, stopping?
I hate to be a jerk, right? But this is like some regular schmegular guy. Not much to the eye. Not much in the old persona category, right? This is what you're showing up to. You're a double 3, but you don't make a 6, okay? You're a double 3. And you're talking to me about how 10s get to walk around the earth. And I go, yeah, it's the same as if I'm getting on the freeway in a car and I'm getting yelled at in a guy who's on a lawnmower. Yeah. How come it ain't the freeway for me? I'm on wheels too. I go, because you're on a lawnmower, you lunatic. You're not ready for the freeway. Go over there and learn how to get a car.
I do see, and I've seen this, like I've watched this growing up where I see men peripherally that I know that I'm not like probably like friends with them, but I know them.
Yeah.
And they're never able to get like a girlfriend, or they don't have a relation. They're not in a relationship, and they're always kind of like, why? And it is always a thought that crosses my mind is, but everybody else you kind of push to the side, and you only want that girl that obviously everybody wants.
And that obviously, no disrespect,
she don't match you.
And you know what's crazy is I go, it ain't just looks, dude. It's like if you had charisma, confidence, if you had those kind of things going for you, dude, if there's one thing, I will die on this hill. And this is as a straight man saying this. If your pitch is women are the ones who won't punch down, you're crazy, dude.
Yeah.
You're crazy. I spent 10 years at the second largest theme park in the world in Los Angeles. And I just got to watch thousands of people walk past me. And the amount of times I would see a very attractive woman with like a whatever guy was just incalculable. Daily, all the time. Women will look at your heart, your head, your bank account, your everything. Like, I know guys are like, it's because they're rich. I'm like, buddy, I know some absolute average looking guys that are broke, that have had a multitude of very attractive women in their life. Go out with them, date them, live with them.
I honestly just think if you took the ManoSphere message and you just flipped it, and you were like, all I'm going to do is be kind. I'm coming at women with kindness. That's all. Yep. You'd find a woman, you'd be like, oh my God, a magnet.
May I point out certain things too? Like, I understand you're nervous, right? We all were nervous to approach women. Like, and women are nervous to be approached or to approach men. Like, we're all nervous. It's a new thing. Everybody's pretty nervous. Most of us aren't like sociopaths who are like, I feel no emotion. You're nervous. Here are some tips. Don't follow women working up your courage. That's not good. You see those kind of things. You see men like following women, and then whenever the women's not receptive, I go, she's being followed. She doesn't know you're working yourself up to like this big stanza. Also, I'm going to be honest. If you have never interfaced with this person, but you've been peripheral, man, do not show up with some long soliloquy. Like, don't. It's weird. Like, don't come up in a fedora and go, greetings, milady, or any of that kind. You know who you are. You know what you do. You watch movies, right? One of my buddies, he was great with women. And one of the things he was great at was he was very direct. He just went over and talked to people. Even whenever we would just be talking, completely separate of any women being around or anything, he never said stuff like, oh, I got to go out tonight and get women. I got to, the guys who always talk that stuff were always the guys that are just going to be 6 dudes at a Waffle House at the end of the night. Mm-hmm. This guy would go out, and if he saw somebody attractive, he'd walk over and go like, hey, can I buy you a drink? Mm-hmm. And just try to chop it up. And you know what he did that was like absolutely to me the thing that sent him over the edge with most is if they said no, I'm not interested, he would go, awesome, have a great night. Mm-hmm. And he'd walk away. I've been with him before when women reapproached him because they were like, oh, sorry, I just like, okay, you may be normal. If
you react poorly if I say no, I'm gonna go, well, I mean, you can't take a no in the like, I don't know you at all context. Why is that so devastating to you? You're this angry and this mean over something so minor that if you take it nicely or easily like that, it would be a thing that you would go, because you are approached with negativity and like nastiness if you say no. So many more times than you are with something nice.
Here's a few things that might, and I'm not a woman, but here's a few things that might run through a woman's mind. First off, let's go through the obvious. If you react horribly at just a no here in this room, you have you went over and it's a yes or no proposition.
Right.
Would you like to chat? It's a completely valid answer to be like, no. Mm-hmm. If somebody walked up to me completely, like benign of any kind of sexual stuff and they said, hey, do you want to chat? You better believe I'm going to hit them with a nah. And I expect that to be respected immediately. Mm-hmm. And if you didn't, I'd go, what are you, a nut job? Get away from me. Mm-hmm. I don't want to talk right now. And if I do want to talk, great, let's chop it up. But that's what you asked, a question. Mm-hmm. But if you can't take a no here, you know what happens if you go on a date with somebody? Mm-hmm. It gets more isolating. You just keep taking the isolation game for it. That's the thing. It turns out that women would like to feel safe in those moments. Mm-hmm. So if you can't make me feel safe that I can say no to a chat, I have to lock it all down. Like that's a must for my safety.
Yeah. Another thing they do, I've noticed, is like they think the relationship is like just all about them. Where if you're actually wanting a relationship, you got to realize I'm my own person with my own thoughts and my own way that my brain works, and it's not the same as yours. And maybe we're just
it's definitely not the same.
Yeah, it's definitely not. We're saying the same thing, but totally different. Yeah. We just can't. You know what I mean? Sometimes there's just things, and I just don't think they take that into account. I think they think that this person is there to now take care of them.
Well, another thing that it might do, like I think about like my buddy whenever and it only happened a couple times, but like he just took the no. Mm-hmm. With absolute no hostility because he wasn't mad.
Because why would you be mad?
He walked back over to us and was like, "Hey," and you know what he said? He goes, "How I had to. She was beautiful. I just wanted to." And he was very I just wanted to see if there might be. I haven't even talked to her. For all I know, there's no connection.
Right, and also for you on that side. Maybe she's a total dud in personality and you wouldn't mesh anyways. Why are you so upset? And I've also
seen that where I've seen people have an opportunity with somebody who's trying, and then you realize but to me there's such a confidence in being able to go, oh, okay, we're not the right lid for this pot. That's fine. Have a good life, or have fun, or we're friends or whatever. But two, whenever you can take a no and you don't immediately lash out, it does show oh, maybe this guy really was at least surface level, genuinely interested in me. Mm-hmm. Because another thing that guys love to do is take advice from people who are just approach 9 women that are all in the same party. Mm-hmm. And I go, what do you think that feels like?
I do think that the isolation created this fake reality, and everything is being taken so seriously. Everything is the weight of the world. Everything is crushing. Take a step outside, take a deep breath. Nothing's happening right here.
Right.
At
Nothing
this
on
moment.
your street right now.
So maybe go out and try it again.
Yeah. I understand men and women are vastly different in a lot of ways, but we're also not that different. Mm-hmm. And I the main thing the whole thing with the ManoSphere, that whole energy, I go, who are your dads, dude? That is one wild thing to me. Who are your dads? And also, who are your moms? I think their
parents are maybe those sucked into conspiracy internet stuff.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, or something. Because I think about the times, and I feel very lucky because every teenager, girl or boy, I think, are going to be a knucklehead at some point. You're going to do or say something that you are like, oh, that's not
You can't
correct.
live your life without some sort of
you're going to make mistakes.
regret.
But I remember so vividly, like being a teenager and just talking about girls in a way that wasn't appropriate. You know what I mean? Just being a little a-hole about it. And my dad overheard me, and he didn't just, I didn't just go out the door and he's like, well, the world will teach him. He was like, do you hear me ever talk like that?
I think a lot of people do.
You know, I know they do. It's this insecurity of like women are killing it. Women for, I don't want to say the first time, but in a big way are like, we don't need you. And that seems to shake some guys to their absolute core where I go, dude, that's the best feeling in the world to be with somebody who doesn't need to be with you. Mm-hmm. They're there because they want to be with you. Mm-hmm. You're here. I don't think that you can't survive without me. But to summarize for the young boys, I do think one reason I always did okay with girls is because I could take a no. I think it's one of the reasons I'm good in my career because I had the ability. Yeah, like it isn't like you're not embarrassed, but the one thing I would say is when somebody says no to you, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. The embarrassment would start if you act like an idiot after a no. There's nothing to be embarrassed about at all. You're seizing the day. If you see somebody that you find attractive at the grocery store and you were to approach and try to strike up a conversation in a safe and respectful way, and if you don't know, if your first question is like, well, how do you do that without scaring them? You ain't ready. You need to go to therapy.
Yeah.
Because right now, if somebody said, how could I approach a human being in a grocery store without being scary? I could think of 10 ways to do so.
I could have thought, why that question never really ended. When you said that, I thought,
I'm telling you.
What? I thought you were going to just kind of go on about how it would be.
No.
And then that question popped up and I thought, who's asking that?
I see a lot of like, but how come we don't want to scare them? I'm like, then don't be scary.
Oh, man.
Here's one thing, right? Like you guys love to be like, it's alpha, I'm a wolf, I'm a lion, I'm a bear. Well, here's what I think of. When I think of a big, strong lion, if it wanted to show me it wasn't a threat, it would be so secure in how much of a threat it could be to me that it would go out of its way to make me feel comfortable. If you fancy yourself to be something, then you should have no trouble being the most humble, nice person. Now, if your game isn't nice, trust me, I understand. I'm a cocky person in conversation myself. So I'm not saying you have to go up there and be a total dud, because that's what some of you fedora wearers are going to do. You're going to be like, but I did real nice. I said nice thing. I go, it's weird. You got to work on you, dude.
But you know what? It's not weird to somebody, so just go to those people who wouldn't find it weird. That's the thing.
That goes to your point.
If you're at a Renaissance fair and you say, blah, 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 lady, blah, 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 whatever you're saying.
Yep.
That probably will work.
Yep. That's the point.
Stop doing it to regular people jogging.
Know your audience. Yes. First off, if somebody's jogging, I'd say leave them all the way alone. Leave them alone. If you're going to get somebody to stop on a run, or if you're going to approach them while they're on a jog, it's like you got to do something or be something that they're stopping for.
Like get hit by a car.
Yeah.
Throw yourself jump in front of a car.
Jump on a car. You read in my mind. We're like a dating coach. We're like, jump in front of a car. They're going slow, dude.
Take the bump.
Take the bump.
Yeah, it's a total meet cute.
Yeah. And then you know what you could do? And this is just a for instance. We're just doing like a little act out. But I go, oh, excuse me, miss. I don't know if you saw me take that bump. I couldn't help but see your rump. Took my eyes off the prize. Boom. Right? Worth it.
Yeah.
Worth it. Let me ask you.
Can you make her laugh? I mean, that's
helps.
just
Let me
probably.
ask you. Do you have insurance? Could you add me to your insurance? See, now she's giggling. Yeah. And if she said no, buzz off. Okay, there's only billions of people. Like that's the other thing. I go, look, maybe don't pedestal people so quickly.
Yeah, the no is probably not even about you. Even if you're just coming up and I don't know you, and I'm in the middle of like doing something, not seeing you. You tap on my shoulder and say, hi, can I talk to you?
Yeah.
And I say no. I don't even know, and I'm just like focused on the thing. It's nothing about you. Exactly. So stop taking it so personal.
Yeah. Guys who take stuff personal, like, and I'm doing straight relationships with this because it's what I know. Mm-hmm. But guys who are like, oh, and this woman was short with me. I go, yeah, duh. You know what I mean? Like, duh. You got to also like, you lived on Earth long. Like, you know what I mean? This person's been on the earth. It's like if I approached every cop and I go, he's being so weird about me grabbing his gun. Jesus Christ. Like, you know, what's the issue here? It's like they've lived, dude. Like, you know, something has probably happened And it could just be annoying dudes. I don't even mean anything like hardcore crazy. I just mean like dudes are annoying. You're a dude. You know how annoying dudes can be. Yeah. Start with that. Be like, oh, I get it. We're awful. You know how much people like hearing that you can at least self-acknowledge. Like some guys, it's like they say, you talking about men? I go, men suck, dude. Half the world's men and the world sucks pretty bad. Yeah. What are you talking about? Men are in charge of it mostly. I don't know that I'm going around going no notes needed. Like I'm like, no, I mean, I'm open to hear some criticism. But again, you're putting people on a pedestal too quickly. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah.
I go, how are you already feeling? I got to be honest. How are you feeling bad if a person don't like you? Like we're sitting here. This is what it can be. We're sitting here. We've known each other for almost 25 years. We're going to be married for 20 years in a month. Right? That's incredible. We met one night, and guess what? You didn't immediately say how amazing I was, right? It was a little bit of back and forth. There was a little bit of banter. Like it was joking around. It was picking and stuff like that, but safely. I didn't call you mean names and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but you did make it known that you liked me.
Yeah.
And then it kind of went from like a pretty... well, as an immediate friendship, best friendship, I feel like so quickly I felt connected to you. And then like pretty quickly within
like
a
week
month
or two.
Yeah. I was going to say a month that we were
maybe.
dating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I hear friendship, I go, there was no part of me though, once we started hanging out that I thought, oh, she'll friend zone me. Looking from this distance, I go, if a young guy goes, oh, she friend zoned me, I go, great. She got a lot of friends that are the same gender as her. Easiest way to meet women is have some women in your circle.
Right.
That you can actually just be friends with. Like, I get it, man. You find her to be sexually attractive. Like, okay, welcome to Earth. Yeah. She can intro you to so many women. She could be a fun friend. Like, it's okay. There's lots of other people to have sex with.
You have a different personality than she does.
You really do.
You do not,
you
even
really do.
Besides looks.
Yeah.
Do you don't enjoy hanging out with her?
No, you do not.
And
you
she
are
doesn't...
not gonna like what she likes at all. She is not gonna like what you like. I don't know why you think that the best combination. You're only thinking of the aesthetic that you're after. And what I would say is, I venture a guess there's somebody with that same aesthetic that at least shares some interests. That's at least a chance. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. If you are a 2, don't think you're going to go approach the 10s at Comic-Con. Right? It ain't gonna happen. They got mirrors, dude. They like Star Wars and they can see. You gotta be, again, don't come to me talking about how it would, well, Brad Pitt could do whatever. I go, yeah, he's Brad Pitt. You ever seen the guy?
Yeah. If you put yourself together and you look nice, no matter your attractive level, then you're like, your hair looks nice, your clothes look nice.
Shockingly,
you're put together.
It's a way to show that, like, while my features may not be stunning, just completely a la carte. When put together within a complete meal, you know what I mean? It makes a lot of sense here. It makes a lot of sense what I'm doing here. But again, that ain't the story of a lot of dudes, though. It's like you'll spend 100 years complaining, you'll literally radicalize yourself to like self-harm and maybe even doing real harm to other people, rather than just maybe try one time one of those, like, hey, and take a picture of yourself and we'll style you and we'll send you a style box. Women just see people in a different way. So I find, it's all your fault. I'll tell you what they want. It's all your fault. You got to, the real thing is, it's like when you get older, you realize you got to get so super comfortable with yourself. But I will say, like, getting comfortable with yourself doesn't mean like shutting yourself away, just lifting, just looking at porn and just going to Chipotle. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's going to get you to a happy life in the end. I think find a balance.
Yeah. And I think if you're a woman and this applies to you, then, same thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what the leading cause of death is for pregnant women? It's murder.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Murder? Oof. And that's pregnant women.
Yeah. It is risky to be a woman.
A guy's worst first date is like embarrassment. It just doesn't go good. And a woman's can be death.
Yeah.
That's why when you react poorly to like a simple, easy no over here, what in the world would I ever put myself in that kind of predicament with you for? If I were to try to encapsulate this in a real way, I'd go, that's the fun of it. The fun are the hurts. The fun are the embarrassments. The fun are the tries. Like, it ain't supposed to be clean and easy. That ain't a fun, fulfilling life.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what comes with taking responsibility for yourself and your life.
I would challenge people to be like, what if you were a class act? Class act is like, even when it does sting, swallow it for a second. Get that clarity, and the following day you'll be so thankful that you didn't go out here and act a donkey every time somebody didn't do exactly what you hoped they do. It doesn't mean you can't mumble to yourself. It doesn't mean that you're supposed to like bottle everything up or anything. It's like, no, that's what therapy's for. That's what working out's for. That's it. But you'd be shocked how good life can be if you can control how you behave in it. Am I a
Deep.
ManoSphere?
Oh my gosh.
Am I a ManoSphere podcaster now? Did I do it?
You did it.
I wouldn't even know what to do. I go, I'm not your Pied Piper. Get out of here. I'm not trying to like coach y'all.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I want nothing from
Watch
you.
a bunch of 90s shows.
Yeah. Yes and no.
I feel like I got a lot of
Sitcoms.
But you know what? Sitcoms. And I do think like even I would if I would disagree with some of the things, I would go, that's too
goody.
Yeah. Not goody, but like you don't have to.
You don't got to return the money.
Yeah.
That was always one for me.
You don't have to make your life bad to make somebody else's life better. Girls have been allowed to express themselves every way they need to.
Yeah.
I think they are quicker to evolving emotionally with their intelligence.
Yeah. Don't be scared that women are killing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's an exciting time to be a human being.
I hope women know you're killing it.
They are. The obvious point, but it has to be said, not all men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously not all anyone.
Yeah. I don't understand that. It's always like
either.
if a statement doesn't apply to you, it doesn't apply to you, move on with your life.
You know what it is to me? Whenever people are like that, I'm like, so you not what I would call a comedy nerd. You can't be deeply into comedy and bristle at anything that might encapsulate a large portion of you. You know what I mean? Like, do you know how many times in my life I've probably heard somebody like do a white voice and make fun of white men? About 1 million. And I go, yeah, it's funny. You know what I mean? They are like that. We are like that.
I'm like a total white lady joke. I have a rescue pit bull.
Also, that's the other thing. I go, I'm not on some team with you. If you did something bad, okay, bye.
Yeah.
We're not teammates.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that isn't what this is. I'm not just rooting for people because they look like me in a full-length mirror. Do you have any other thoughts, feelings, or jokes?
No.
Well, I love you very much.
I love you too.
We didn't hit record. We didn't hit record.